Hello Pisces, Elsie here to do your reading for the week ahead, my friends. How are you? Thank you so much for clicking here. I do appreciate you, Pisces, my water family. I hope that you are well. We do have a couple of oracle decks here. We are going to read for the week ahead. The week ahead now, if you're viewing this real time, is going to be the end of August, but please remember that this reading is always a prediction whenever you find it, whether it's today, tomorrow, or next year. And we are going to look at some oracles, and then we're going to top it up with some tarot. Then we're going to clarify all of that, find out what's coming up for you, Pisces. What is coming up for Pisces, please? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about Pisces. Tell me about Pisces. Pisces, we have milk and honey. Milk and honey is something that's wonderful, right? We can see there's a little elephant playing in the milk here, but we do have a rainbow, and rainbows are indications that a hard cycle is over for you, Pisces. So milk and honey. I think it was Cleopatra that bathed herself in milk and honey. It was something of the elite back then. But this milk and honey is like, milk is nourishing, and honey is a humectant. It brings in, it draws in moisture. So I'm going to say that good things are coming. You're drawing in good things. It is card 51, which is a 6. So we could be talking about the lovers, right? I primarily read tarot, so we could be talking about the lovers. But 6s are also about encouragement, telling you that you're going the right way or you're on the right path. We do have the Thinker, card number 44, which does break down to an 8. So I want to say with 4s, it's about stability, stable thinking, making good decisions. And I feel that's why you are in this energy of the rainbow. Feels like the Thinker is at the end of the rainbow. So there's going to be things to think about here. We do have Regeneration. Interesting. Pisces, it feels like that there is something that I feel that had burnt to the ground. Maybe you set it on fire. Maybe they did. I don't know. But I don't know. But it does say regeneration. And it gives an indication that, these hot coals here. But something was managing to grow anyway, even though it had been burnt down to the ground. Now, I suppose we could look at it in the way that farmers look at it. They do burn off their fields because it nourishes the ground. So it feels like you thought that you were setting fire to it or burning it down, or that it was dead or gone or done because it had burnt to the ground. But really the nourishment was still there, and that allowed something to grow. So it does feel like with this regeneration that something is about to come back to, I want to say, a state where it's bigger, better, faster, stronger. And that could be you, that possibly you're the one who is the Thinker, and that you are the person who maybe did set the flame. Maybe you thought, this is not what I want. But it does feel like for some of you, the regeneration could be somebody that's coming back for you. Could be somebody that you are going to reunite with. It could be a friend. It could be a family member. It could be love. It's your perception when you watch these readings. Remember that. So your perception doesn't mean it's happening for everybody. It means it's happening for you. You see it from your own perception. We have serendipity. Serendipity is a happy accident. It's something that's really good that happens without your knowledge, or something that you're out of control of. It's like card number 18 is the moon. You don't see it. Something is not as it seems. And serendipity is the happy accident. It's like you're going to bump into somebody somewhere. And this might cause this regeneration here. That something is growing then in a place where you thought that there was nothing left. You thought it was completely over and done, and it's not. And I feel like whatever it is being brought to you through serendipity, through a happy accident of sorts. All right, one more card, and then we will get to the tarot here, Pisces. For some of you, this could be thinking about a reconciliation. Now, for some of you, I want you to know that your thoughts, thinking about the person, whether you're thinking they're terrible, horrible, awful, and just the worst type of person, still the thinking of them is bringing them back. So you are actually bringing them back by the way that you're thinking about them at all, whether it's good or bad. So this could be reconciliation, or something that maybe a person that you had either romantic relationship with, or a friendship with, or maybe a member of the family, and you thought, no, you can't treat me that way. I'm not doing this with you anymore. And you decided to burn it to the ground. We do have freedom is yours. Very interesting, because I want to say that when regeneration happens, that something grows back, but it grows back differently. We can see that this isn't really like anything we've seen before. There's blue. There's blue wrapped around whatever is growing from the ashes here. This is a new beginning because it's card 46 and it breaks down to a 10, which breaks down to a 1. And then we have double numbers, 44, 33, and then we have a 1 here. We have 6. It does look like reconciliation for some of you. That's what it looks like. And reconciliation, please remember, doesn't mean that you're riding off into the sunset with them if it is a romantic relationship. This means that somebody is coming back to make things right, to even things out. It could be just that. It doesn't have to mean that you're taking them back. It just means that somebody either wants to come back and say sorry, or wants to come back and have a different relationship with you than they did before. So if you were dating before, maybe they don't want to date you, but they really like you and want to be a friend. We have be loyal to who you love. Very interesting. Let's take a look at some tarot here. Be loyal to who you love. It's card number 19, which is the Sun. I feel like this regeneration, now this could be a job that you left. This could be an idea that you decided you're not going to think anymore. Some thoughts that you're not going to think anymore. But be loyal to what you love is card 19. It's the Sun. And it's telling me that you see everything for what it really is now. And so I feel like this regeneration is part of that. So freedom is yours to make the choice as to whether you want the reconciliation or the regeneration. It's growing anyway. You have no control over what's going to happen. You have no control over the regeneration and how it grows. But you do have control over what you see. The freedom is yours to make decisions. We do have transformation is beautiful. Look, it's all pointing to that somebody is coming back who is completely and totally changed. People can change. And if you believe that people don't change, it's because you can't change. So I feel like somebody's coming back who's completely changed. The butterfly is here. Transformation is beautiful. So, all right, let's take a look at it here. Let's find out about tarot. If you are interested in a private reading, Pisces, please look below this video. I have pinned a comment to the top of the comments. And if you want a private reading, all that information is there. Tell me about Pisces, please. Tell me about this milk and honey. This feels really good. It feels like something good is about to happen. And I think it's because somebody is manifesting it. Whatever you think about, you bring about. It's the truth. Whether you believe it or not. Just because you don't believe it doesn't make it untrue. Just saying. We do have the Ace of Swords in the reverse. So I feel like there is something here that is... that wasn't working out for you, because the Ace of Swords in the reverse to me is like we weren't talking, we weren't saying anything to each other, the waters were muddy, we didn't have any clarity here, and so it feels like the milk and honey tells me that you decide to move forward, and with the card number 6 here, that you're deciding to trust in the universe that what's at the end of the rainbow is going to be for you. We do have the 7 of Pentacles. 7 of Pentacles is about putting the hard work in on something, but it is a path that you choose. It is a chosen path. It is it's your intention, right? Your intention to work hard and to grow. Tell me about regeneration. We do have the 2 of Swords. Some of you are going to block this person, or you have them blocked. So it feels like the return of a person that has left your life or that you've blocked from your life. Tell me about freedom is yours. We have the 2 of Cups. So the freedom is yours to love. Whatever you want to do, it's up to you, right? You're, of course, always holding the reins. You're the one that's going to make a decision. You know, whether the tarot reader says this is what's going to happen or not, you always have a decision. With the minor arcana, you always do. And these are all minor arcana. So it's like, what, you know, if the tarot reader said you should go left if you want this, then maybe you're just deciding to go right. But the freedom is yours to love, and you get to love whoever you want. I feel, though, that there is somebody coming back into your life in a serendipitous way. I feel like you're going to bump into them somewhere in a public place. And this person is somebody that I feel that you know. And it does feel like you were nurturing a path with them at the beginning. And I feel like you're thinking about that person. So I feel it's you that's bringing them back. Whatever you think about, you bring about, right? But I feel like for some of you, this is a person that you have blocked or they have blocked you. We have the Star, Why is that? We have the Star, we have the Seven of Cups, and we have the Queen of Swords. I feel like what you really want to do is say your piece. That's what it feels like. You want to be very honest. I want to tell you about my feelings and how you confused me, how it was overwhelming. I feel like it was an illusion. The way that you treated me wasn't the way that I deserved to be treated. I feel like this is all healing. And I feel like this is probably the reason for this regeneration or this reconciliation, because it feels like it's been, somebody here had no closure and it's been on your mind. It's been on your mind nonstop. Maybe you've been dreaming about it, right? It's time to make a decision to let things go. And the only way I feel like somebody here can let go is by getting closure. And by the way, you don't always have to wait for the person to say sorry, right? Them having silence with you is the closure. So sometimes we don't get the closure, and it's our responsibility to figure it out, to figure out how to get the closure without someone saying sorry for whatever they did back there. Tell me why the Ace of Swords is in the reverse, please. Why is the Ace of Swords in the reverse? We have the World card. So somebody here was unclear as to why something ended, why the job ended, why the relationship ended, the friendship, the love. You're unclear as to why it ended, but I feel like it worked out for your benefit. I'm going to say that because the World card is about accomplishments and milestones. It's something that came full circle. It was like it was time for it to end. Maybe you didn't know it was time for it to end, but it feels like you didn't get any clarity on why it ended. But I'm telling you, here's your clarity, because it wasn't for you. It was a karmic relationship. You were meant to learn lessons. You weren't meant to stay there forever. You were meant to learn the lessons and then carry on. We do have the Four of Pentacles in the reverse. And we have the Six of Pentacles. And, we have somebody here, these two people are begging. It's like, I feel like it's almost like you've been begging the universe for an answer. Please give me closure. Please help me close the chapter. And I feel like it's up to you to do that. It's not something that the universe is going to sprinkle on you, right? It's something that you need to come up with. You need to realize that not everybody is going to give you closure, and you need to be okay with that. However way you do it, maybe you need to study it a little bit in order to understand it. Just like I said before, just because you don't understand it, it doesn't mean it's untrue. So tell me about the Seven of Pentacles, please. I think that the thinker is thinking about all the time and energy that I put into this connection, and it just didn't work out. Tell me about the Seven of Pentacles. Or the Queen of Pentacles. But it grew you. You see, it wasn't useless. It wasn't a waste of time. It wasn't a waste of time. It was a lesson that you needed in order to carry forward, to do whatever it is that you're supposed to do in the future. Because you go from the Seven of Pentacles to the Queen of Pentacles. You put in all the hard work. You start working on yourself. 8 is the next, right? Working on yourself, self-mastery. And you actually build yourself up to being the Queen of Pentacles. You have a place on the throne because you have now, in effect, grown yourself because of the lesson that this person taught you. And they were there for a reason. We have the Three of Pentacles. And we have the Hanged Man. I really do feel like you're happy now, I want to say. Even though you don't have closure here, I feel like you moved on to be happy, to be abundant. I feel like you realize that you needed to let it go. That's the sacrifice of the Hanged Man energy. It feels like somebody here went from being the thinker, you couldn't stop thinking about it, to being in the Hanged Man energy. And maybe you still don't have the best perspective. Maybe you're still angry with this person or upset, but or the place of work that let you go. I mean, it could be literally any situation, right? It's not always contributed to love. But we are looking at the Hanged Man, which is somebody who's trying to get perspective about the sacrifice. You feel like somebody sacrificed a relationship. But I feel like it worked out good for you, right? The Seven of Pentacles turns to the Queen of Pentacles and the Three of Pentacles. 7 and 3 is 10. It feels like you end up being, and this, I'm not talking about money, I'm talking about your pentacle world. If you got let go from the job, you got a better job. If you felt like you were in the Six of Pentacles and constantly getting breadcrumb from this person, you end up making your own abundance. So I feel like this perspective that you get is really important, and I feel like that is the reason that you were in a relationship, a friendship, this family situation, this job. It's not because you were supposed to stay there forever, but because you were supposed to learn a lesson from it. Tell me about the Two of Swords, please, here. You don't see this happening here. I feel like there is somebody here that that if you haven't blocked them, and look, it doesn't have to be as dramatic as that. I'm a Taurus sun. I don't do drama, right? So it doesn't have to be that you blocked them online anywhere. It could be that you've just blocked them out of the mind, right? Your eyes are covered. You're like, I don't want to look at the situation anymore. Yes, I still feel it, but I don't want to look at the situation anymore. And I'm not allowing this to come back into my life here. Tell me about the regeneration. Some of you are just not down for a reconciliation, and that's cool. But it feels like it is somebody here who, there's somebody here who has themselves blocked over this. We have the Wheel of Fortune. We have the Seven of Swords. And we have the Page of Wands. So I want to say that regardless of what burnt to the ground or what's going to come at you, as a reconciliation here, I feel like with this Wheel of Fortune here, that everything is changing. So you have changed, the other person has changed. I feel like this reconciliation is coming at a time when it was supposed to, because I feel if somebody hurt you, no matter what their relationship was to you, if somebody hurt you, I feel like you were a lesson for them as well. Because please understand, that's how karma works, right? It's like somebody does it to you, and then they go to someone else and that person does it to them. It really is instant, right? So I feel like somebody also learned their lesson, learned their karma, and I feel like now everything has changed. When this person comes back, everything's changed. The regeneration tells us that. Whatever burnt to the ground is now coming up brand new as something different. And I just feel like the blue that's wrapped around that plant there blue is the throat chakra. It feels like there's going to be some conversation or communication here. We do have the Seven of Swords. And so I think what's about to change is the silence. What was under the surface? Why did you lie to me? I feel like you're about to get some truth, and that's going to set you free onto a path where you're really excited about moving forward. Tell me about the freedom is yours. It feels like somebody here is coming back to apologize, or coming back to, it's like they've changed and now they see the error of their ways. And so they're coming back to say, look, I hurt you like that and I had no business doing that. It feels like that. And so whether you end up in an actual relationship or anything, I don't really care about that. What I care about is the reconciliation, that you finally get this door closed, the cycle ends, and then you can move forward and make your choices as to what do you want to do. Tell me about the Two of Cups, please. We've got the Seven of Wands. We've got the Ace of Wands. And we've got the Hermit. Isn't that interesting? Because it could go two ways. Like, I feel like for some of you, you're just going to stand up for yourself. You're going to say, look, I've got these boundaries. Thank you for coming back and giving me this closure. But, I've already moved on. Like, some of you have already moved on with the Ace of Wands. But for others of you, I feel like the freedom being yours is like you still have feelings for this person. You are going to get communication. Seven of Wands and the Ace of Wands is 8. And the Ace of Wands is about creative, brand new, exciting. So there's an exciting message or messenger that is coming to you here. I feel with the Hermit, we've got the Page of Wands here. It tells me that there's some exciting information that's coming in here, and something is about to change in a very exciting way. The Hermit, you've got wisdom now too, right? It feels like both of you have wisdom about what went on in the situation prior to this, and I feel like that for some of you, you're going to, with this wisdom, go on this new path of passion and love with the Two of Cups, and that's going to be your own decision. Threes, right? Threes are about a new beginning. Tell me about this regeneration. Let's talk about that. There's a decision to be made with the Two of Wands, but it's going to be a hard decision for you because you're dealing in a tower energy. So this person that is coming back for you or to you or to talk to you, it is going to cause a shift. Something is falling to the ground. And I feel like the Tower is telling me that the relationship you used to have with them is not the same way it ever was. People change. You change. You're allowed to change. Other people change, right? And if you feel like other people never change, then maybe you're the one that's having a hard time changing. I feel like the Tower is telling me that it's a shift, it's an upheaval. You didn't expect for it to happen. You thought that this went so badly that you would never see this person again. But somebody's making a decision after worrying about what to say to you. I feel like they've been holding back, but now they've got some sort of realization that I need this reconciliation. Tell me more about this. We've got the Seven of Cups. we've got the Lovers, and we have the Two of Swords. So it does feel like this is probably someone, for some of you, that you don't want to let back in. Others of you, you've decided that you're going to give them a chance because you're not going to look at them like you used to look at them, right? The eyes are covered on the Two of Swords. And the reason the eyes are covered is so we can use all of the other senses, so I can feel you out, so I can listen to you. It feels like some of you are going to allow this person back in because you do have a deep soulmate connection with them. That's what it feels like, but it is going to be confusing and overwhelming, I'm just going to say, but it's going to be very happy. I think that somebody here is going to be very excited that someone is coming forward here for some type of reunion, because we want to get solid or steady. We want the victory here, and we've both learned lessons. That's what it looks like. It feels like somebody here has learned a lesson, and they're feeling terrible about the way they treated you, whatever their relationship is to you. I feel like you're going to meet them in a place that you don't expect. Things are not as they seem. Card 18 is the moon. And I think it's all going to be dealt with in the sun. We have the card number 19. You're going to see everything. The third eye is open. You're going to see everything, and you're going to make your choice. And some of you are going to say yes, and some of you are going to say no. But please understand that whatever choice you make is also your karma. Whatever they did to you is their karma. How you react to that is yours. I'm going to leave right now. Thank you so much for being here. I'm going to go, but I'll be back because I'm always back. Thanks, Pisces, for all the way you love me. I'm going to go. Bye-bye.